Time for another episode of good old GRID Autosport. We're carrying on with the tuna fish discipline, moving on to the Import and Muscle League. Now something tells me this is supposed to be the Hoonigan Import and Muscle League. I'm going to waste some time, yeah, because alright, so I forgot to put a sponsor on the last video, but Team Dynamics Alloy Wheels is a bit of a mouthful. So I'm going to go ahead and just skip it. Now also I'm pretty sure that I decided on what team I was going to drive for this in the last episode, but I can't for the life of me remember, so I'm just going to have a look at the cars. What we got here? A Sylvia and a Camaro, or a S2000 and a S15 and a Challenger and another S2000. Let's go for Oakley, because we've already driven the Nissan and the Chevy, the Chevy. So, you know, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Go for the Dodge and the Honda and that. 4 events going on in this episode, so I don't know if it will be quite as long as the 40-minute long street championship that I entered a couple of episodes ago. Actually, exactly a couple of episodes ago. That was 2 episodes ago. The more you know. We're going to Okutama. I think I've already forgotten it, but I know it was in the first grid. And it was one of the... Oh, my event rival is my team... No, it's not. That was the teammate for the other... other team, Razor. I can tell he was a teammate for the other team because he was in the other teams that offered me a drive's car. And it's all... I'm going to put my teammate on maximum attack. I'm going to remember to do that for this set of time attacks. Because it's a time attack, you're supposed to be on maximum attack. You know, the word share... the phrase is share a word, which means that you need to cross over between the two of them. Now, I can't remember if there was... I'm pretty sure there was, like, a shorter version of Okutama in the first grid. Or however you pronounce it. I'm not a Jap, I don't know. But, also, I'm not sure how well you can hear my laptop's fan, but I can hear it pretty fucking clearly. And it's been like that for a few days. Probably because I haven't shut it down in, like, a week plus. Like, normally when I say when I haven't shut my laptop down in a week, I'm, like, exaggerating, and I, like, close the screen over at least, but so far I've been doing literally not closing it at all, and I'm already doing shit, so this sucks. I mean, we already knew I wasn't good at time attacks in this game, but this is ridiculous. I blame the fact that they left the roof down on the S2000, and that's compromising the rigidity of the chassis. That's my reasoning for why I'm all the way down in 10th. I doubt there's a single Honda S2000 in front of me on the timesheets, even though my teammate definitely is. Shh, be quiet. So it's TT week. It was TT week this week, the week this video is being uploaded. I completely forgot to mention that in any episodes of TT Superbikes that I recorded. So, I mean, you're not going to hear anything about the TT in that series until... for another, like, 6 weeks at least. So, I'm sure we'll all have a great time trying to dealio with that whole situation. I'm not sure anyone really minds too much that I didn't mention the real TT in a game from 2005 that I'm playing. I did sort of plan to try and line up some of the uploads with real life TT events, but everything in the TT these days is like either 1000cc or 600cc, and the game that I have has pretty much every class of bike that exists, as long as it's 125 or bigger, /1000 and smaller. So, you know, it'll be more interesting that way. Although, depending on how much of that game is actually left, I might still be playing it this time next year, potentially. So, there could be still sort of some opportunity for some kind of lineup with real life, depending on what I decide to do. So, you know, all is not lost in terms of the TT, even though that pretty much every episode I recorded in that session, and I mentioned this before, but pretty much every episode that I recorded in that session had the audio get fucked by the Elgato, and I entirely blame the Elgato. I'm not going to pin any kind of blame on my computer at all, because, you know, the audio was lined up with every other video I recorded that day just fine. So I don't know what the Elgato's problem is. Although I didn't quite meet the target, apparently. Still got second place, and, you know, making a Honda S2000 keep up with the Mazda RX-7 is not easy, alright? They're pretty much cheating, and I was only 0.07 of a second behind. So I'm not restarting, I'm just going to carry on. I'll beat him on points. I'll beat him on points. Also, the sponsors expect me to drive 41 miles in a time attack event. And in that event, I only drove 8, and there's only like 2 time attack events in this whole series, so I don't know what they expect. But it's time for a drift. 4 heats, so we're going to be stuck drifting pretty much forever. Yes, Marina. Yes, Queen! Marina. XD. That was my best, I'm the worst kind of woman meme that I could think of. I'm pretty sure there are worse kinds though. So, you know. Ooh, lots of identical drift cars. They could have livened it up a little bit. Come on. If you want to make a mark, then finish ahead of this guy. Qualify. I guess we have to qualify. 2 runs of 1 lap to qualify. Is this one of the heats? I don't know. Let's see what we can do. I know there are a lot of people that hate, dislike, Yes Marina. I was about to say I'm not one of those peeps, one of those people, but this particular layout that we're doing here is fucking shit. What the fuck is this? This is trash. This layout is trash. Utter, complete fucking garbage. What were they thinking? What in the fuck were they thinking? Jesus Christ. That sucked. That was beyond terrible. I can't stop drifting. Alright. That's going to be last. Watch that be dead last. I don't know if that was last. He didn't tell me if that was last. Great, I don't know how many points I'm supposed to get. I should probably put my headphones on to... But I didn't want to hear him tell me I need to do better in the next run, because I can definitely figure that out on my own. I don't need to be told that I could do better in the next run, because I know I can do better in the next run. See, look, I'm doing better already. Got to slow it right down, otherwise you'll go straight off in the chicane. Round the hairpin. Kept that drift going decently well. Scored more than twice the points that I scored in the first run. What the fuck? Drifting sucks, and I already knew that drifting sucks. I've never liked drifting. Alright, it doesn't... It's like... and I'm not just saying this because I'm losing, but that is mostly the case. Okay, fuck you. I'm probably gonna edit out the qualifying run, and I'll come back and I'll explain why drifting is shit. Alright, drifting for the sake of drifting sucks. Drifting when you're in like a... I didn't turn the difficulty down, by the way. I just did way better the second time. I don't like drifting for the sake of drifting because I can't... You know, I don't... It doesn't make you go fast. It makes you go slow. And why would you want to go slow when you could be going fast? I don't get that. Drifting when you're on like a rally stage or the toge, that's fine. Like, I don't even mind like drifting for the sake of drifting on the toge, because that's cool. You know, that's impressive. There's like danger and risk. But when you're drifting like just in a car park, kind of like this, Yas Marina is pretty much a car park, because like the whole thing is just a big sways of tarmac with like lines drawn on it where the track is. It's like, what's the point? That's my thoughts on drifting. I also find it funny that this car says European Drift All Stars on the front, and Abu Dhabi is not in Europe. And I win. Well, I don't like win, because there's still like another heat, but I won that heat. I won that round. I beat that guy. Still 2 more rounds to go. That's like 4 runs. Drifting takes forever. That's another problem I have. Like, drifting like this takes forever, because you just keep going again and again. Oh, I can knock out Nathan McCain before the final round even comes. Sweet. And since Nathan McCain is the only guy I'm behind him in the standing so far. You know, if I can knock him out before even the final, you know, make sure he doesn't win at all, or even probably finish on the podium, then that'll be beneficial to me and my whole points standings situation. I can come out on top at the end of the season. Still don't understand why Raven West are messing around in the lower classes like this, and you don't have to like get all the way up to the top to race against them. But it's whatever. The chasing run is easier than the leading run, pretty much, because this time I actually have a score to aim for, and I do way better when I have something to aim for when it comes to drifting. Like, when the final score, like, in games where, like, the AI are drifting alongside you and building up points alongside you, it becomes more difficult for me to win, because I don't know what I'm supposed to be aiming for. But, like, when the top score is, like, already posted as, like, a challenge to beat, that's a little bit easier. Nathan McCain took out the thing, apparently. Also, I'm pretty sure I'm, like, for half of that final hairpin, you don't score points. I don't know what's going on with that. Alright, final. Final! Final against... Oh, God. Okay, well, the Japanese tend to be pretty good at drifting, so I don't know why I was so confident about knocking Nathan McCain out and making the final, air quotes, easy for myself. Still, like I said... Oh, shit. Well... Japanese invented drifting. Of course they're good at it. Right, don't try and tell me that the Japanese aren't good at drifting, because they are. I mean, you know, the whole invented drifting thing, I'm not sure if I believe that, because, like, rallying was doing sliding for years and years and stuff. What the You're not allowed to come past me. That's not how it works. This kid. This kid. Whatever. Even if I come second, I've still scored more points overall than Nathan McCain. And I'm not sure if this event even counts towards the whole season standing. You know, it's not really explained very well, is it, by the game? I haven't heard a single thing about how things are scored and where you get points to add to the season standings and stuff. I just go out and I race in the races they give me to race in and then hope for the best. The best being a win every time, because I'm too fast, too furious. By win every time, I mean I did get knocked out in the qualifiers, but I bounced back to win overall. Nathan McCain didn't get many points at all, because he wasn't even in the finals, so, you know, that limited the amount of points he can get. So I should be on top in the season standings now. I didn't actually look. Time attack at Mont Tremblant. No, apparently I'm still second overall. So the drifting didn't count, apparently. Great. Now I've got to beat him in a time attack now. Beautiful. How come he gets a Mustang and I have to drive a massive pig fat Challenger? I mean, I could have driven a Camaro. I could have been in that Camaro right there. But whatever. Fine, I'm going to carry on. Let's go. AI on attack. Not AI on attack. Teammate on attack. Got to try and beat McCain. It looks like he's... Well... Where's the rewind? Okay, here we go. What do you mean caution event traffic? By ahead, are you making some joke about ahead because I had a head-on collision with the event traffic? Alright, because that's not funny, engineer. That's only mildly humorous. I get it. I get it. I'm not laughing, but I get it. Anyway, finally figured out my camera. So I started hitting back, looking for the rewind button, I think because of Forza. And then I started hitting the... This is bullshit. This car sucks. This car... What the... This car sucks. What am I doing? What's going on? Why does this car suck so much? I mean, I know I was complaining about it being a pig fat Challenger, but I figured that wouldn't matter. I figured I could work around that, you know, but apparently I actually am going to have to work around that. It's not just going to work around itself. This isn't the first grid. That's what you're supposed to remember. This isn't grid 1. This is GRID Autosport, which means you actually have to drive. Which sucks, because I don't want to drive. I want to blast it. full speed and drift everywhere, and I want to be cool. I don't want to be stuck braking for corners. Only nerds brake for corners. I'm not a nerd. Who do you think I am? Well, I'll definitely get a better lap time if I don't spin. And luckily I already got the sponsor objective for finishing a time attack event without having a collision, so I don't have to worry about that. And it looks like I will actually be able to take first place in this event, as long as Nathan McCain's lap time doesn't improve as the event continues. But it shouldn't do. I hope it doesn't. A second? Why do I have to make up a second? I need to make up 0.17 of a second, not a whole second. This engineer's an absolute madman. I'm losing time anyway. Probably because I'm losing. The commentary for these tuner events is probably going to be less interesting because it's all skill-based stuff. Well, skill-based. It's not racing, is it? It's time attacking and stuff. I've got a 0.2 second advantage. Got to try and deal with the Raven West car in front without. Why is he going so slow? He was on my racing line, but he was barely moving. He's supposed to be Raven West. You know, Raven West is supposed to be the best and the best of the best. That's what they were always built up as. That's what they are built up as. That's what they are. So why was he moving at 55 miles an hour in a place where I, in a team that barely exists, is nothing, you know? Oakley Motorsport is like entry level because I got offered a seat with them without having driven before, pretty much. So it's like, well, I'll tell you what the problem is. They took out, who was the American one? Who was Nathan McCain's? No, the Scottish one. Who was his? What was his name? What was Nathan Mc? I can't remember what nationality they were. I know there was an American and a Scotsman. Can't remember either of their names though. I know Nathan McCain's name obviously, but they replaced the teammate with some guy named Leo apparently. Either way, I win, so it's fine. Don't have to worry about it. Yeah, his teammate is French. First of all, there's your first problem. And his teammate's not even in second or the place behind him. You know. Okay, well apparently I completed a time attack event without collision. There we go. That's right. Whatever. Whatever 3SDM. Whatever you say. Oh, finally a race. Something I'll be able to do a little bit easier. Back to the car park though. Although car park racing and little Japanese cars, as a Briton myself, I feel like I should be okay at this. You know, it's a circuit that I'm not really used to, but I should be able to do it. I do still have to try and beat a rotary engined FD though. So I'm not sure, not quite sure how I'm expected to do that, but I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a go. I've got 4 laps, didn't qualify. starting to maybe feel like qualifying is something that I should be doing. You know? Like, I'm starting to feel like maybe they didn't put qualifying in the game for no reason. Maybe they put qualifying in the game so I could start somewhere that's not last. Although the tuner events made me feel like the grids might be a little bit random, but apparently when qualifying is an option, you need to utilize that option that you have to qualify. If my teammate could fuck off, that'd be nice. I'm definitely the number one driver. Multi 12, please. I came off the throttle. When you coast it off the track, that's fine, because you're not gaining an advantage. I didn't gain an advantage anyway. If I have to do some more editing to go back and actually qualify and start this race again, I'm not going to be pleased. This fucking track, I swear. That wasn't even my fault! That was not even my fault. Everyone saw that. He bumped me over the lines. If he hadn't been there, I would have been fine. But no, he bumped me over the lines. That was not my fault. Fuck off, Sylvia, cunt. Not my fault again. Sylvia bumped me off the track. I had nowhere to go. Okay, this is ridiculous. Fuck off. Time for the first try at this race. I edited out the last try because the game kept giving me bullshit penalties for cutting the track, but I wasn't cutting the track. One of them red Sylvias up there kept bumping me off when I tried to overtake him, and the game would give me penalties and I'd end up back behind because, like, being penalized, which is with a slowdown penalty, which is absolutely, undoubtedly, the worst. Look, it happened again! What do you want from me? I wish I could get on the radio and tell my teammate to fuck off, but I can't. Just want to tell everyone to fuck off, really. From now on, I'm going to be qualifying, because otherwise I'm going to have to start last every time, and I'm not prepared to deal with that. I was kind of hoping for, like, a semi-random grid where I'd be put up a few places, like in the Street series, but no, that'd be too kind. So I've got to qualify now. Fantastic. Don't know how they expect me to finish in front of Nathan McCain, but I'm going to... Like I think I said, I'm going to go ahead and do everything in my power to do so. You are not bumping me off the fucking track. Get out of here. Right, the rest of the lap is going to be playing catch up to everyone in front. Another huge dive bomb into, like, turn that hairpin back there. And then... I'm going to do the same at the end of the race. Every lap. That's my strategy. Right. Right. See, look, I've caught up again, so I should be able to take a bunch of them into turn 1. By a bunch of them, I mean both Sylvias here and both S2000s. Up the inside, and I only get one. Great. Well, there goes my fucking plan. Now what? No, you don't get to overtake me back. This is an arcade game. You don't get to overtake me back. Guess it's just... No, that was not over the white lines. It was nowhere near being over the white lines. You will never convince me I was over the white lines. Also, how come Raven West are the only ones allowed to run Mazda RX-7s? Because the RX-7 demolishes everything else in this entire... I'm not fucking dealing with this. The game froze for a second. Not dealing with these penalties. They are not legitimate. Because the RX-7 easily outclasses everything else. And you can tell because it's 6 seconds ahead on everything else. No, 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 no. We're quitting this event. I'm qualifying. Restart. I want to qualify. Go again. We're qualifying. We're going to qualify. No! No, I didn't want to quit. Oh, fuck off! Fuck. Just fuck off. Just... I'm quitting. I'm going again. I'm just going to... I'll just edit everything out up to that race. And I'll probably cut out the second drift event as well, because it's just going to be exactly the same as the first. Right, we're back to this. We're actually going to do qualifying this time to make sure I get a good start so I can actually win. I'm not... After I'm done with this championship, I'm not coming back to tuner events until, like, the end of pretty much anything, or if I absolutely have to unlock, like, a grid series competition. Because I hate hot lapping so much, and I won my second try of the one with the Dodge Challenger, the second hot lap competition. I won that on the second lap, and there's no button to like finish it, so I had to do the final 2 laps for no reason, because the AI aren't going to get faster. So there was no point in doing those 2 laps at all. It was just a waste of time. And drifting, I mean, it's pointless. There is no point to drifting at all because it's a cup event, not a championship event. So you don't get any points to it towards the championships thing. It's just, it doesn't mean anything. So there's no point doing it. So I'm not going to do it. And then, you know, obviously at the end I'll come back to tuner and I'll finish up. But I shouldn't have to. I mean, I will have to, because, you know, you have to level up to a certain level in every discipline to advance in the game. Pretty much. Like, to unlock the grid series competitions, you have to level up and stuff. So, you know, I'll only do tuner events because I have to, and not because I want to. Because everything else, I'm pretty sure, is just racing, which is fine. I'm happy with racing. I'm good at racing. I like racing. Racing is fun. Hot lapping, when it's not for qualifying, when it's just for the sake of hot lapping, most of the time I don't like. And drifting, as I explained, when it's not on the toge and it's not on a rally stage, I also don't like. So that's what's going on with that. Hopefully we won't have to see a tuner event for a while. Okay, well apparently the AI could potentially get better, so maybe that's why I can't skip in the hot lap competitions. But you see what I mean. The French guy finally got where he should be, and that's like just behind Nathan McCain. If it wasn't for me getting in the second place that he probably should have. And I'm not going to get mad about that move, because that's exactly the same move I'd make on him. But McCain has made a mistake. There's been contact. Checking the damage, it's not too bad. I'm going to leave my teammate hanging. I don't care about the teammate. If he wanted to win, he could win, because look at me, I'm in the same car as him, and here I am, second place, behind Nathan McCain, in a car that outclasses me in every way. Here I am, lining up for a first place pass, not bothering with any Arava spec last to first challenges, because I'm not a shill for brand new F1 games. So there's no point trying to be like him, although that Mazda is definitely and undeniably faster in a straight line. Nathan McCain, it turns out, is just a car baby. Can't compete. If he was in the same car as me, he'd be at the back with my teammate. He's only up here because his car's better in a straight line. You can try and argue that fact, but it's unarguable. Also, if this game has a restart via paddock button, I'm going to be really mad at myself for wasting like half an hour doing the same races over again. Good job. You fucking retard. God damn it. His car's better than mine in every conceivable way. How am I supposed to win? I'll get him in the yeah, I am going to pass him to take the lead. I'll pass him in this hairpin here, like I'm probably going to end up doing on every lap. Like, I'll dive up the inside here, but he'll just get me back on the straight. So what's the point? I'll watch his arrow and I'll block him. That's the plan. Okay, well, the two Raven West cars have crashed into each other, I'm pretty sure. That, or there's another car up there with them that's also crashing. These chicanes are the absolute worst. And maybe it's my fault for taking them a little bit too aggressively. But come on. I'm pulling away. I'm pulling away because Ryan Thompson Jr. absolutely screwed, absolutely fucked that French guy over. To be honest, Raven West are pretty much the Mercedes of this game. Like, Mercedes are the Mercedes of real life in F1. Raven West are the Mercedes of this game, as in they don't deserve any respect. Until I'm driving for them. And when I finally get to drive for Raven West, then maybe I'll come back to tuner events and mop the floor with everyone. Easily. And then I won't get mad. But until that happens, I'm just going to skim through as quick as possible. There we go. This win took about half an hour to put together, so I hope we're all happy that I won this race. Yeah, I hope he replays it over and over and figures out he got beat by a shitbox. Couldn't quite finish 3 places higher than my starting position because I didn't start in a position where there was very far to go. I'm going to skip this drift event because I'm not interested, to be honest. If it affects my overall finish position, I'll come back and I'll do it off screen, probably. You know, I'll go through this whole championship a third time. That'll be fun, won't it? But yeah, I'm gonna skip. And there's no like quick skip button, So I'm just going to have to retire out of both qualifying heats. Right, sure thing, engineer. 0 points really is a great score. And, oops, too early. There we go. And, skip. I don't want to go through to the knockout stages. I'm so not interested in these drift events, it's not even funny. See, look, the cup event scores don't even affect anything. You know, Nathan McCain scored like 20 odd points there, but we're going to go into this race here, and he's going to be still behind me because I'm ahead on the real scoreboard. See, look, what was the point in the drifting if it's not going to affect the driver standings or the team standings or anything? Huh? Explain me that. Don't want to hear it. Let's just qualify and go. Oh shit, I've missed turn 1 completely. Is Autosport Raceway fictional? Like this whole location we're in here with the big oval and the infield tracks and stuff? Because I feel like it is. Which is weird, because there's like a million real locations with a big oval and a bunch of tracks on the inside of the oval. Like Daytona, for example. So I don't know what they meant by making up their own one and calling it the Autosport Raceway. I'm not sure what the implication of that was supposed to be. And as long as I'm starting on the front row, or at least not quite the front row, because the front row is only 2 cars, but as long as I'm starting in like the top 3 where the Raven West boys are. 5th? Hell no, we're going again. Or not. Fuck it, 5th is high enough. You know, I can make up 5 places. 9th? What? No, restart, go again. Oh, this is such bullshit. Just let me play the game. I want to have fun. I'm trying so hard to have fun at this game and it's just not happening. Yeah, get out of it. I don't care. I'm not going to feel sorry that I span you out. Well, at least this time it's clear that the Raven West cars aren't just too... Look at us, we're Raven West, we've got better cars than everyone else. We're car babies. Mercedes tier machinery, because there's 2 Mustangs back here. So clearly, the Raven West cars are at least fairly competitive in this championship. I just have to make sure I don't absolutely fuck myself, and I should be fine. 3 to go. 3 laps, I'm pretty sure, is how long every race should be, so I don't know why we're doing 4. Anyway, see what we can do about catching up with the guys in front. It's my boy Ryan Thompson up there, doing his part to help beat Raven West, just like he did in the last round. What's the bet he ends up getting a Raven West drive before I do, huh? What's the bet I don't even finish on the podium in this race? I've got to sneeze. Gee whiz, I sure do wish I was as fast in a straight line as them. It's kind of weird that they're better in a straight line than me. Especially when they've only got diddly Fords and Chevys, and I've got a big old Dodge. They call me Billy No Brakes, and it hasn't worked out for me. Go for a dive, but I couldn't even make contact. Well, this race is a complete write-off. This whole championship was a write-off, to be honest, but Jesus Christ. Give me a chance.
You've set the fastest lap this race.
Missed my braking point for turn 1 back there. And I mean, just make it stop. Just make it stop. The tuner events are so bad. Put me in a real race. I'm moving up to touring cars. Put me in, yeah, just put me in something that's not shit. I'm going to touring cars. Fuck this. Yeah, good job slowing down. That's not suspicious at all. I'm getting on this podium. Alright? Sorry, Ryan. I know you helped me out back in the tuner race. I mean the import race, but I'm not finishing off the podium. Okay? Okay. This was a really bad recording session for me. I think I was mad for the entire time. Pretty much. And I'm not, like I said, not coming back to tuner unless it's absolutely necessary. At least I still won. That's all that matters. I won. Everything's fine. End of the season. They will be happy. First place. 16th, but who cares? It's not even relevant. I'm leveled up enough for the GRID Grand Slam. That's what it's called. GRID Grand Slam. I'm not going to the new tuner championship. See, look, the cup events affect nothing. There's nothing that says I came 16 in that cup event. It just says first. And it says first because I won everything that matters. The drifting doesn't matter. Anyway, all this stuff here, you see all this stuff? Not doing it. Not interested. I'm going through all of this first. Yeah, hang on. So, finally getting into the touring cars where this series is supposed to be, pretty much. Some real race cars. I think I finally earned it, to be honest. So that's what we're doing next week. Or maybe I'll record it tomorrow. I should have time tomorrow. Right. Thanks for putting up with me being angry for this entire video because of this, because of the gimmick event. I'm calling it. It's not tuner anymore. It's gimmick. All right. Everyone bear that in mind. All right. All right.